Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with the Parentes.
Yes. I had an idea. We don't script this, just for everybody who is watching for the first time. It's an unscripted conversation, but I do have a topic that I
Okay.
wanted to. Money. Money, money, money.
That's a topic.
A topic.
That sounds to me like 20 topics, but money.
Okay.
So, how'd you think about money?
Well, I thought money is such a big topic for people. And we definitely argued a lot about money and had different opinions, we come from a different background. And I don't mean background, that's a weird way to say it.
No, but it's true. Culturally,
Okay.
and our
yes,
life
yes,
experience
yes,
with
yes.
respect to money was different a little bit. And
Exactly. But I also think that we think differently about money. And just for everybody who doesn't know this, Jason and I have done a Millionaire Mind intensive course when we were not even dating, actually. We dated, broke up, and then now we were friends and supporting each other in what we were up to. And we did this Millionaire Mind intensive. Actually, Jason wanted to do it, and it was in New York, so he was staying with me, and we attended the seminar. And that's when I realized how different we are about money personally, because like in a room, the leader said everybody that is like a spender go in this corner, everybody that is a hoarder, right, go to this corner. I don't know what the other categories were, but anyway.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Anyway, but I was definitely like saver, and Jason was definitely spender. So in that sense, I mean, we come from a different background. So, what would you like to say about money that you think is important, or something you know we dealt with, or how do we think about it now?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I find that people either ignore money or deal with money, right?
They either ignore or deal with money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my experience is most people either go like full force, and then it's like it's all about money. And those are the people will say, well, like money's not the only thing, and like don't stop worrying about money, and because that's their full force. Or
What do you mean? I don't understand. What's the full force?
they are consumed by the world of money.
Okay, got it.
How much they have, and mostly I found that people they want to make more money. They want to make more money. They want to make more money, right? So they're focused on that, like gotta make money, gotta make money, gotta make money. I don't have enough. I need more, right? And my experience is, most people are in non-reality about money.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in reaction.
No, in non-reality. And
Yeah,
because they're in
unreality.
non-reality, then they have reactions. You're right.
Yeah.
Happens. But there's a non-reality about money. The same way you talked about the course that we did. For me personally, to accept, to acknowledge, hey, I'm a spender. That's how I think about money. That's how I act around money. I think of spending money as a good way to use the money. Right, like this is money well used, well applied, well fulfilled. It's by spending it that's less so today. But at the time, that was true. When I started to accept that, I started to shift things. In a way that was more workable for me and has brought me more wealth than then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was obviously a saver, but at my own, to my detriment.
right.
So I think we balanced each other out. But one of the things I love about our relationship, even though it's really confronting how you sometimes think about money or how you spend it, how I go like, are you kidding me? You spent on that? But
And by the way, it doesn't have to be a big number. It could be like $12, right?
It's just when he spends on something. Like I am, you know, for those of you who know, like, I'm all about clean slate to create and decluttering and being practical. Like, it just, like, it hits me on a soul level. Like, nah. But I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. It's okay. It's a conversation. But you see, like, I lost it. There was something I wanted to... Oh, yeah. I think one thing that is true for us is that from the get-go, we were very open about money.
Yeah.
And I remember in my apartment in Astoria when we dated and then not anymore and whatever. I was still hoping that we would continue to date at that time, but wasn't really straight about that, or was straight about that. And then we were in whatever place we were romantically. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
But we were pretty open in communication even then. But I remember as we were working on this network marketing business, and there was this moment when you were dealing, like I was reacting to what I needed to spend and how much it cost to sign up for the business and whatnot, or invest more, whether I could or not. And you wanted to get some reality around that so that you can see if I could or cannot. Mm-hmm. Right? It was very clear to you, I guess, that it was an interpretation of the numbers that was like, because I was so emotional. I'm still so emotional around money. And it's just something I can observe and see right now. I have a lot of power with that, but back then I didn't. And I remember like looking at, like having you look at my bank statement, which is like, how many people like do that? And you were like, wow, you spent a lot of money on like eating out. And I felt like shame. I was just so ashamed. And then I cried. Do you remember that? Like I had a full-blown meltdown.
Yeah.
But what it did, I think, what that provided was we just didn't lie to one another. We were open about what was happening.
Yeah.
And it gave us like a reality, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the numbers, and you held space for whatever I was feeling in a moment, and then it passed. Like, because the feelings pass, like emotions are energy in motion, not to be preachy, but whatever you feel, like it will pass if you don't keep on trying to not feel it, or if you don't put any more energy to it or attention. Yeah. So I think that's where we kind of begin to relate to money, even as just friends, from the perspective of like, this is what we have and this is what we don't have. And one thing I'm also really proud of, like when we first started getting together and stuff.
We had the same timing.
We have people who are loud.
Maybe we should just end it here, but because, really, you can't talk about money until you're in reality about your money. Because then you're just talking about your feelings or your thoughts, which is not money. It's just your thoughts about money or your feelings about money, which is exactly what you're talking about. Like when we were at your place, you had this experience of whether you could or you couldn't, right?
Yeah.
And the experience is valid because
it's experience,
it's valid as an experience. But I was wanting to look at in reality, right? If it costs $100, do you have that $100, right? And do you have that $100, but you got to take it away from somewhere else, or you can make it happen everywhere? So that's where you start.
Yeah, but one thing I wanted to say before I got interrupted, obviously, is that I think we took a lot of shame out of money because for me anyway, I often felt like so ashamed to say like, I don't really want to spend money on that. And, in my culture, like often people like when the bill comes, people are like, I'll pay. No, I'll pay. No, I'll pay.
It's a fighting.
And then there's there are people who like never want to pay, so they just kind of wait out or they go to the bathroom. And these things are so obvious, actually. Like I don't know who you're thinking you're fooling. Like no matter where you are or where we are on a spectrum. So one thing that I appreciate about our relationship is that like everything was out on the open, and I wasn't embarrassed to tell you like, you know what, like don't order that iced tea at the Le Coup de Cheval, where like iced tea is like $10, when we were earning so much less than we are now. Yeah. And the reason actually I even wanted to bring this topic is because, like yesterday, you shared something that I thought was so cool, and that's that our experience of life is way above how much we're actually earning. And that's not because we are cheating or trying to overspending or trying to make ourselves feel better. It's because we're really, really good at managing money. And we question, and that's, I think, what I brought to the relationship. Like, is that a good way to spend the money? Like, sometimes even when I want to do something, Jace would be like, go for it, no matter what it costs. And I go like, but does that give me a return on investment?
Yeah.
Like, can I then earn money because I've learned that or invested in that way? So, and then you have a really great investing brain, which is awesome. Like, you can, because you're not so emotional about money, I think you can be like, okay, I put money here and here, and I may lose it, I may win it, but you don't add emotion to it in a way that I do. So I think we balance each other out.
We
but
do.
I want to ask, if you're watching, like, do you have any questions about money, or what are you dealing with? I'm just curious, because I think it's such a big topic and we don't talk about it enough. And I definitely I still feel shame talking about money with other people. I'm just like really happy. I don't feel ashamed talking about it with you, because it would be a torture to just like live with somebody. And although every once in a while, like, I open the package, I go like, why did you buy that? We have like 5 of those, or and I make Jason return it, which is brutal,
but that's what it takes to live a good life, a great life, and not be a slave to your money.
Let's not be slaves to our
That's
money. Right. Anyway, we're committed to not being preachy about these interactions, but we also want to share, and we want to share ourselves. And I have a bit of shame about just like, why are you talking about yourself? So just be kind.
We're doing great. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Send us your questions about money, or subjects, or ideas that you might have that you'd like us to talk about, or any other subject, and we'll pick one and discuss it next week.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.